All right, so now we're discussing about audience behavior and product development. Right, so here's the question. From a product lens, how are these changing audience behavior reshaping our media company approach, which has to do with the engagement and product priorities?
Thank you for that question. I think something that everybody needs to notice that in the past few years, there's been a general shift in audience behavior. The way people interact with content has changed. As children, we would have to wait for a certain time to be able to watch certain cartoons. Maybe after school by 3 o'clock, you tune into a certain channel to be able to watch this cartoon or watch that cartoon. But things have changed so drastically, wherein content is now readily available and also available in real time. This means for us that we constantly have to build products that meet our audience at their very point of need, right? So we must understand that people are looking for immediate gratification. People are looking to get content seamlessly, and we see this shift happening. We understand that the audience behavior has changed, and we have so much content readily available. This means that we have to intelligently craft content to meet our users where they are. We have to ensure that we platform our content. We have to ensure that we position it in a way whereby people can get access to it at any point. We have things like cross platforms, right? You can see a content on this platform, and then when you choose to the other platform, you still see those same content. Cross device syncing. I start watching a movie on YouTube on my phone, and maybe later in the day I'm in a more comfortable position, I can switch to my TV. Understanding our audience behavior means that we now build products to meet them at the point where they are. So for us product managers, we see the change and we follow it swiftly. And how do we follow it? By recognizing that there's a shift, there's a constant shift, and we have to move with that pace. Yeah, thank you.
Right, thank you so much for that lesson. So to add to what Blessing just said, so it's very important you need to understand your audience behavior, right? And also, when it comes to product teams, you need to be more agile, data driven, and user focused. So basically, it's not about maybe building features, it's about building the right features at the right time and at the right users. All right, so moving to our second speaker, Rose. How are you there?
Hi, I'm doing fine.
All right, so you'll be deliberating on the platform fatigue and content glut. So now here's the question, Rose. So we often hear times like platform fatigue and content glut thrown around this discussion, or basically it has to do with the challenges in media. So now here's the question here. Can you break down for us what this term truly means and explain how they represent the creator and distributors?
Thank you very much. So as Blessing said, right, there's so much content out there. So platform fatigue is like you're going to feel overwhelmed and tired by the number of platform or services that we have, that you have to manage, that you have to navigate, right? So maybe maybe there's a good movie out there, but for me to be able to see it, there's a lot more movies for me. So it's going to fall under the radar. Even the number show tells us, right? So on average, an average person, right? They view like movies or things across divided platforms. If I want to get news today, the first question, when you tell me something is trending, the first question I'll ask you is, where did you see it, right? I want to know in which platform that you see it. So, and also an average user has like 3 or 4 streaming platforms. And also the numbers tell us that if you want to gain my attention span, you only have 8 seconds. Can you imagine how much 8 seconds is small for me to be able to gain your attention to something? So that's basically platform fatigue. So content glue, right, is the fact that new content is being delivered very quickly. Netflix is adding more shows to it. Everybody's a content creator, everybody's creating content. Who's supposed to see it, right? So me as the common consumer, it becomes overwhelming. What am I supposed to watch? Like, how do I juggle all of it? Yeah, so that basically explained content glue and platform fatigue.
All right, thank you so much for that, Rose. That was a wonderful breakdown. So basically, to add to what Rose just said, right? So I think all of this can actually help you appreciate to get to know the in-depth challenges, right? So it's not just about you getting to know about the industry terms, right? But basically, you need to understand the obstacles creators platform actually face. All right. So blessing, moving to you. So you'll be discussing about the cloud and immersive experiences, right? So now here's the question, blessing.
Mm.
How does NextGen Cloud help you build more immersive and data-driven experience? And you can also give maybe a live scenario to your answers. Thank you.
All right. I think one of my favorite things about what cloud does for us is how it gives us real-time insights into audience behavior. So not only are we building products for audience to consume, we get to see how they interface with these products. We get to see how they behave, where they stop, what aspects, what feature interest them the most, right? So we have a lot of products built on cloud like Clarity, Google Analytics, wherein it gives you real-time analytics, real-time insights into what your audience does when they get on your platform. What dead clicks do you have on your platform that you need to revisit? Do they stop at sign up? Do they go beyond signing in? What features do they use? That's what cloud avails us. And it helps us to be able to, when we have these insights available to us, it means that we get to build more intelligently, right? Because when you can see your user behavior, it gives you granulated insight into what you should be doing better, how your content is performing, how your audience is engaging, your audience engagement patterns, the things that they like. And so one other thing that I like about NextGen Cloud is how it allows you to carry out A or B testing more intelligently. It also allows you to be able to phase out your releases. As a product manager, there's always a release in the backlog for you. You have something you want to put out, but with cloud, you're able to phase it out. You're able to carry out pilot phases with your releases. Take for instance, you have this major release, but you don't want your global audience to interact with it. Cloud allows you to be able to release to a small set of people, do a beta phase or do a pilot phase. The whole world is not seeing it, but you do not want the whole world to see it at that time, right? And then you're able to take this feedback, iterate, build smarter. It also allows you to not spend as much money, right? So I think one of the products I've had to build in the past, we just wanted a few people to interact with it and see if they would accept it. That's not something you'll be able to do normally if you did not have cloud available to you. But now with cloud, we can phase out releases. You can test with a small set of users to see how well they are taking it, they are receiving the products that you build. So you're not just building products and throwing them off the shelf. You're building more intelligently. You're taking feedback and you're iterating better. And it also helps you to see how dynamic your audience is, right? You now build product with more contextual knowledge. You build product with real-time data. You build products with preference in mind. What would my audience prefer? I would give an example. When you want to put information out for young adults on social media, the kind of platforms you want to put it. You want to go to maybe Instagram or TikTok. You want them to dance to it. It will get their attention. You want to add a viral sound to it. That is what real-time analytics does for us. That is what dynamic content rendering does for us. You build content understanding that your audience is a dynamic one, your audience is a unique one, and it helps you to be able to carry out experiments. You're able to carry out experiment across multiple platforms, right? Okay, for if I want to get a student's attention, I probably want to use a mobile phone, probably want to use a web app. But if I want to get somebody's attention who is in their 40s, I mean, likely want to send a mail, right? So you understand your audience. And this for us as product managers means that, we build more cohesive products. We're able to understand how cross-platforming happens with our user journeys. So what's when we're crafting our user stories, right? You now know that, okay, for this set of audience, we want to build products and they will access it via a mobile phone or via an iPad. it gives you a lot of insights, and then you build with a lot more consciousness in mind, and it helps you to be able to, you're able to leverage what cloud has provided for us, and you're ensuring that you're working smart and you're building products that are viable. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for that blessing. That was really, really, really insightful. Right. So this is basically beyond technical aspect, right? So you just need to understand your target audience. All right. Thank you so much, blessing, for that. So Rose, you'll be talking about limitation of legacy infrastructure. So now, Rose, can you hear me, Rose? Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So can you kind of distinguish between linear thinking and content delivery?
Yeah, I think for us to understand legacy systems, we need first to understand like how the modern viewer is, as Blessing has told us, right? The modern viewer wants hyper-personalization. If I'm on TikTok, if I'm watching things to do with cooking, I don't want to see things about football, right? I need you to show me exactly what I want, right? And then they also want things that load quickly. If I'm loading something that does not load, probably I'll just close it, right? So based on that, like from where we are coming, also the modern viewer wants to be able to tweet and comment on things that are happening in real time. So based on this, if you like, let me give an example. When I was growing up, right, when we wanted to watch something, like we used to watch soap opera, they used to come at a specific time for as like a scheduled time. So I had to watch it. I could not watch something else. That does not work for like the modern viewer, right? Maybe they're not interested in watching that. That does not work. So think of legacy system as I'm trying to fit like a super highway traffic into those old roads that we have. That does not work. So linear the legacy system are old, right? They're old servers that we maintain in our on-prem, right? And then it's also I'm going to showcase just this thing for everybody. It does not work. People want to watch different things. People respond to different things. People want different content from based on what I'm interested in. So that is why the legacy approach does not work. It comes from the approach that one size fits all, and that does not work. And then we have fixed infra that we buy, the servers, the physical ones that don't work. Also, in that example, when you're watching TV, right, and they're telling you, text me, right, your comments or your views. Can you imagine how many people will go out of their way to text them? But if they were tweeting about it and multiple people were tweeting about it, it's easier for them to get response, to understand why people don't like this program, what they find offensive, what they can do to make it better. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, Rose. So basically, this just has to do with you staying relevant. And for you to stay relevant, you need to have a rational mindset. Be thinking on how you approach content delivery, right? So that was really a great point about breaking out linear mindset. All right. So also be talking about delivery and experience design. So blessing this for you, right? So you can just give us more insight about delivery and experience design. So now here's the question, blessing. How are the cloud tools helping you shift from simple content delivery to full experience design across the entire pipeline? Did you get the question, or would you like me to come again?
Please come again.
All right. So the question is, how are the cloud tools helping you shift from simple content delivery to experience design across the entire pipeline?
All right. So experience content delivery to experience design, as the best way I can describe it is a feedback loop, right? If you are going to build tangible products that provide value to your end users, then you must see content delivery to experience design as a feedback loop. So you deliver good content, your users enjoy it, and they give you relevant feedback that would feed back into the next phase of iteration that you're going to build. I'm going to use WhatsApp as an example. WhatsApp has been in existence for over a decade now, but you would agree with me that if you are one of the early users, the WhatsApp that you use now is not the same WhatsApp that we used 10 years ago. WhatsApp started as a instant messaging app where You just come and you send I to somebody, they receive I on their own end, you send back. But now WhatsApp does so much more, right? On WhatsApp now, there is WhatsApp Business. You can set up your own shop and set up your entire e-commerce platform on WhatsApp, tagging, immediate responses. We can see how this product has evolved, and I can tell you for free that one of the ways they've been able to do that is to take the content that they put out, deliver it excellently, or maybe not so excellently. You see many times when you're using WhatsApp or when a new feature has been released. Often now, I remember today I did a video call on WhatsApp, and after the call ended, a pop-up came up and asked me to rate my call. Right, that happens very often to all of us. That is a way in which they get feedback from the content they have put out, and it now feeds into their experience design. You're now able to craft a better experience when designing the next level or iterating on what they've already done or improving the version that has already been released into the market. So I hope I'm able to explain first of all that content delivery to experience design is a feedback loop. You deliver content, right? Your users use it, and then it feeds back into how you now craft a better experience for them, maybe on that same product or on your next release or on your next product, right? So from a PM's perspective, right, we are able to see these things and we leverage it using cloud. It enables us to, enables us to be able to collaborate more effectively. I'm going to give an example. For the first 2 or 3 years after I started working as a product manager, I don't think I ever saw my colleague face to face. But in that period, we shared out different products, different releases. Cloud enabled us to do that. The fact that we can collaborate on Jira, we can collaborate on Trello, we can collaborate on Google Doc, we can collaborate on Slack. Cloud enabled us to do that. So cloud-based collaboration tools are readily available. The fact that we can go on the internet and we have information readily available, cloud made that possible, for us. So as a product manager, we do not just use cloud to shell out good products and good experiences for our end users. It also ensures that the process of building these quality products are more seamless. I currently live in Lagos, Nigeria. I don't think Rose lives in Lagos, Nigeria. But if we were to work on a project together and I open a Google Doc and I add Rose to be a collaborator and an editor on that Google Doc, the moment I type I from Lagos, Nigeria, Rose is going to see wherever she is. That is what cloud does for us. We're able to generate content more seamlessly. You see generative AI, we have the Gemini, the ChatGPT, DeepSeek. It helps us to be able to create, to be able to develop products, more seamlessly. You see, product teams can now design better workflows. We're now more agile. We are now less reliant on arcade methods of working. I would always say that when I became a PM some 4 years ago, it would take us 3-4 days to work on a PRD. That's our requirement document. But now with a single prompt, I can create a PRD in 5 minutes tops. And so that is how far the world has evolved, and we're able to, provision more value-based content. We're able to take this feedback, put it into our designs, and ensure that our users have a better experience when using our product. And even with post delivery, so one of the products I currently have within my portfolio, I will tell us more about it much later. Secure Stream. You see, Secure Stream is a product that is currently in the market. It's available for anybody to use, right? We have users who are actively using Secure Stream. When they use the feedback form to tell us, oh, I could not do this, I could not do that, I am able to receive it. Why? Cloud-based services. Our products are built on cloud. I get the feedback promptly. I'm able to take it back into my backlog, tell my product team, oh, we need to come together to ensure that this experience is better for our user. Note that everything that I have said now, none of us are in the same physical space, but I can take a feedback and I can iterate on it with my development team, and we're able to ensure that our users overall gets a better experience. All of this process that I have just outlined is available and is made possible because we have chosen to work smarter by leveraging all of the advantages that cloud has made available to us. So yes, Wally,
Wow,
that's it. Thank you.
that was wonderful. I love the fact that you're able to use different examples, right? So just like for Apple also, Apple keep bringing different update over every year because they understand their audience, they know what they want. You understand? And for the secure stream, I know some of you might be wondering what she was talking about secure stream. So if you need more insight on that, a link will be shared on this. So you can just get to book a consultation call with our experts to get to know more about secure stream. Right. So let's move on. Rose, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. That's good. So now, Rose, we're talking about smarter pipelines with cloud, right? So now here's the question. How do cloud tools create smarter content pipelines?
Yeah, so there's a lot to say on this, right? So you know how you watch a movie on your PC, then you get tired, you're like, I want to go watch it in bed, decide to carry your phone with it. So when you move, right, your phone will automatically, it will automatically move you from your PC or maybe from your TV to your phone. So that's like the basic explanation of it, right? It manually changes your video to fit every phone, tablet, or screen that you're using. Another example is I know a lyric to a song, but I don't know the song. So I go type it out in YouTube, right? So YouTube will filter out and get me the exact lyric, like the exact name of that song, and I can continue saying it. Also in that element, like in YouTube, like if I watch something to do with tech, all my recommendation will be based on that. So it ensures that there's enhanced personalization and data driven, right? Even in Netflix, if I watch this movie, they'll give me this movie somewhere. Even in Netflix, when I'm searching for something, let's say I can say I want a movie based in New York, automatically it will give me the movies that are based there, right? Approach it from like maybe I'm running an ad company. Initially, I had to like shoot a whole ad, use a lot of money, present it out there. But now I can just do it with a 15-second TikTok video and then get the reactions. People can say we hate it, we love it. So if they love it, I go big. If they hate it, I throw that idea, I come up with something. So it's easier for me to deliver content faster across people globally, across everybody there. And also it's cost saving. Like in the previous Olympics, most people I know, they don't watch like regular television, right? But during that time, because so many people were watching, people needed servers. If I was working in a legacy system, I'd had to buy those servers. And then now, when there's nothing, there's no Olympics or World Cup, those servers will be idle. But with cloud, I can just provision them with one click. And then once the influx of people trying to get it decreases, I can just stop it. Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Rose. So to add to what Rose just said, so basically this actually, highlights the transformative of the power of cloud. So you get to know that there are places where you get to store content. So it's not just based on optimizing how content is produced, managed, or delivered, right? So Rose, thank you so much for that brief explanation. All right, so we're also talking about the agility and real-time response. So Blessing, this goes to you.
Yeah.
Blessing, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. All right, so this question is what cloud strategy are helping your team stay agile and respond to shifting audience?
Okay. So agility is critical, I would say, to staying what's the word to use now? To stay relevant, to staying competitive, to ensuring that you maintain whatever share of the markets you've been able to capture. And I'm going to explain that in simpler terms. So usually when you want to you want to introduce a product into the market, you carry out something called market analysis. In many cases, that product idea you have in your head, somebody has built it already, or you already have industry giants who have taken over everything. So you want to compete, or sometimes you're not even able to compete, but you want to capture an aspect of the market and say, okay, this is the audience I want to cater to. I'm offering the same service, but my USP is different, and I should be able to capture this aspect of the market. And you want to stay competitive, you want to stay relevant, you want to continue stay competing, or you want to retain the share of market that you're able to capture already. It's important that as a product manager who is leading a product team, that you leverage the things that the tools and the services that cloud has made available to you, some of which are microservices architecture, micro front-end architecture. This allows you, to be able to break down large applications into smaller bits, smaller independent bits that you can deploy easily, right? So say for instance, you build a software and you want to shell out a feature, but you don't want to break the other things that you still have in the pipeline, right? So with cloud, you are able to and microservices, you're able to say, okay, we want to shift this into the local environment now and deploy this one, and then we bring it back. Those are not things that you could have done with legacy systems. So for product teams, you need to be smarter, you need to be more agile in take advantage of building the right architecture and infra systems using cloud. You want to ensure that you take advantage of cloud to build multiple pipelines and multiple environments so that you are testing more intelligently. Imagine something that you don't want to go live yet is already on the live environment because you did not test in your pre-prod account or your test account. You just push it forward. You did not even know that you can have set up various environments and ensure that what you've built is fully functional before you go live with it. These are things that cloud makes, available to you. You're able to modify, you're able to make changes more intelligently, you're able to ensure that the systems you have built can scale, right? You no longer build products with 100 users in mind, and then when you start to get more traffic, you begin to panic and wonder, will my system break down? Because you add that in mind. You've built in a way that is scalable and there's elasticity and it can expand when you have more users and you can carry more. When you have more uploads, you set up your media assets in a way that you're uploading large files and is able to accommodate it. These are things that cloud helps you to be able to do. You're able to make continuous integration, you're able to make continuous delivery, you're able to deploy more intelligently. So I'm going to give an example because I want to focus on operational agility. So on Secure Stream, which is our video conferencing tool here in SAIL, in case you are not aware, Secure Stream will allow you to stream calls. Unlimited call time is not maxed at 1 hour, so you can be on the call from morning to evening on free on Secure Stream, and nobody's going to kick you out, at least for now. And you can also host a meeting with over 250 participants on Secure Stream. So if you've not taken advantage of it, you should spread the word. Secure Stream is free and it's available for you, right? So I remember when I was actively building Secure Stream, at some point somebody said, oh, I want to be able to see the next meeting I have on Secure Stream without having to go look at my calendar first. I just want to be able to get on Secure Stream. Actually, if I just finished one call, I should be able to see my next meeting without going back to my calendar. I was like, oh yes, that is true. Remember what I said before about, taking the content you have put out and allowing it to influence your experience, the kind of experience you want to give your users. So I took that feedback and we decided to build a upcoming events calendar where you can see your next event that has been scheduled in your on Secure Stream for you. And it did not take us a week to that out, right? We're able to do that very, very, very quickly. We took the feedback, even though we had other things in the pipeline, we're able to analyze, okay, it will take us less time to put out this feature than the other things we had in the backlog, and we put out that feature even though we did not plan it. That is how agile operates. You're able to think on your feet. Operational agility is something you would not be able to do with legacy systems, but with what we have now, you can do it. You can phase out your deliveries. There are times when I will say, oh, I want to deploy these things to prod, but I don't want the other things we still have in active development. And that happens. Nothing breaks. Everybody goes home happy, right? So it is important that if you want to build smarter, you want to build faster, you understand that operational agility is critical to staying on top, and you take advantage of all the cloud services that are available to you at this time, and even the ones that are still coming, you stay studying, taking advantage of it to ensure that you're building smarter. Yeah, thank you, Ali.
Thank you so much for that lesson. Thank you very much. Right, so add to what you just said, right? So it has to do with speed and adaptivity. So it is basically not negotiable, right? So basically, I can want to tell you that the real-time decision making is also very important. So getting customers' experience too is very vital. That's the feedback lesson was talking about. When you get to understand your customer experience, understand your customers' feedback, you will know how you can get to do better. Okay. All right. So Rose, back to you. You'll be talking about tools powering smart pipeline. So basically, this question is all about what are the specific cloud tools that enable these smart pipelines? And please kind of give a related example to your answers. Thank you very much, Rose.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been talking about GenAI and the power of cloud. So I think it's only reasonable that we tell you specific tools that you can use, right? So for storage, we can use Amazon S3, we can use the Google Cloud Storage, yeah? Right? Like Blessing said, maybe when I'm using S3, and then I upload a video. I'm based in Kenya, she's based in Nigeria. She can automatically go and find that video and edit it immediately. It didn't take even a minute, is an exaggeration. It was so quick for her to be able to extract that file. Also, the storage factor of S3 is so large, you can store everything in different types. You can store your video, your audio, your documents, everything. It's easily for you to store. Yeah, another example, maybe I want to use like the Azure Media Services, right? Maybe I want to upload a video and then I want to convert it to different versions, like the way I was saying. I want someone to be able to watch it via their phone or their TV or their PC, right? So yeah, you can use the Azure Media Services, you can use the Google Cloud Transcribe API to do that. I can also upload the same video and I want to identify like objects that are there. I want to check how many bags were spotted, how many people worked, what is this, like I can classify, is this a bag, is this what? So I can use the AWS recognition to help me do that. Also, maybe language that is being spoken, I cannot understand it. So I can call AWS transcribe or comprehend to allow me to automatically translate whatever they're saying, right? And also if I want to like automate a series of steps, maybe I want to upload my video and then I want it to run recognition to identify things that are there. I want it to transcribe what is being said. And then after transcribing, I want it to give me like the sentiments or summarize to do that. So for me to run like automated steps, I can use the AWS step function. I can use the Azure Logic apps to enable me to do that. So yeah, there's so many services. These are just tip of the iceberg, right? There are so many services that you can get to interact with when you want to build content through cloud. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Rose. And that was a very good example. Thank you so much. All right. So also we're talking about future proofing product strategy. So Blessing, this goes to you, right? So what is one key product priorities that media companies should focus on?
I think value is important. It's very important that they build products that have good value propositions. So for many people who are going to pay for your services, and one of the reasons why we build products to be able to sell, we build products. You're not gonna pull together a product team. So let me tell you how products are built, right? A stakeholder comes to say, I want to build this product. I have this magical idea that could eventually transform to becoming a unicorn someday. And you now pull together, you carry out market research. That's a lot of efforts, right? You test the markets, you check to see if there's an obtainable market for you, and you do all of that work. You work on, different sets of documentation. Is there a business for you? You do business case requirements, product requirement, do all that. Eventually set up a development team that is a cross-functional development team that has the product manager, as maybe if you're building maybe a software like a web app, you have front end, you have back end, you have UI UX, you have your QA testers, you have all these amazing hands on your team whose time is worth money. The reason why you are doing all these things is because at the end of the day, you want to build a viable product that meets a need, and then you get exchange for the value that you give. So for every the best strategy that any product manager or anyone who is looking to put out a product, the best strategy is to ensure that you understand the who, the what, the where, and the why. Who are you building this product for? Where would they use these products? Why should they use these products? What is this product to do for them? So these are very critical questions that you want to answer, because they help you to be able to craft out the value that you can say when they wake you up from sleep. What are you can say that I'm giving you are getting your money's worth. You are getting your value. You're not just buying my product. You've identified a need and you're preferring a solution, whether it is a video streaming tool, whether it's a streaming platform like Netflix or YouTube, whatever it is. You ensure that you are communicating value, you are meeting them at the point of need, you are building a community of people who value what you prefer to them. You ensure that you are uniquely telling a story, and you're telling them that with this story we understand you. We are building something that helps your life better. People are only going to pay for value, and we build with value in mind. We must build with value in mind. Yes, I think that is the best strategy I can say at this time.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Blessing. So that word value is very, very important. Value is essential. Value is a sine qua non. You understand? So making sure every product decision is backed up by real-time insight. You have to get this seamless delivery to also get a scalable cloud infrastructure. So value, I love the key point. That value is very, very important in every yeah. So now, Rose, back to you. We'll be talking about cloud and trend adaptation. Rose, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, that's good. So now, how do cloud architectures help companies to quickly adapt to trends?
Yeah, so I think we've covered a few bit on this. So let's go with our Olympics case study, right? So if I'm using the cloud, because I'm anticipating that I'm going to have millions of people that are going to be viewing this Olympic or maybe World Cup, right? With cloud, I can just provision servers. The model that we say pay as you go, I can just provision the servers that I need for the short term, and then once that's done, I don't need to keep them. But if I was in a legacy system, I had to go set up those servers, handle them, and then after that, those servers will become idle because my influx of people is going to drop, right? So how cloud helps me to adapt is I can have unprecedented scale and elasticity, such that the demand, based on the demand, I can increase and decrease. I can increase and decrease like whatever I want. Also, the same way Blessing has told us, the element of agility and fast to market, right? If I want to advertise something, right now, I just create a TikTok video, right? 15 seconds, took me less than 1 hour. So it's so easy and then multiple people I'll have a global reach. Different people from across different places can gain access to this new advertisement that I've gotten. And then I can also get their sentiments and their feedback immediately in real time. And based on that, I can make changes. Also, let's say if I'm watching a movie and I don't understand, right? I can just turn on the subtitles. All of a sudden, it's easier for me to read whatever they're saying. Yeah, also, we can talk about the element of teamwork. It's so easy for us to collaborate based on in where you are, using our video conferencing tools and everything else. Yeah, so yeah, I'll say that's how cloud architecture is helping us to adapt to the various trends that we have currently. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that, Bruce. So basically, it has to do with the speed and scalability, which are very, very important in the game now, right? So now, for cloud infrastructure, it actually allows businesses to, pivot fast and response to what is next and what is super in every digital experiences, right? So now, Blessing, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So before we wrap up, I would like you to maybe use about 2 minutes to give us just a sum up to everything I've just said.
Okay. You're putting me on the spot, but I will.
Sorry,
Right.
guys.
So, I would say that for everyone who's listening to me and who will likely listen to this recording, the world is moving at a very, very, very fast pace. And I'd like to iterate that it's not just a technical shift, it is with everything, with user behavior. This means that you have to be agile, you have to be proactive, you have to work very smart. Not necessarily work harder, but work smarter. There is no shame in taking advantage of the tools that have been made available to you to ensure that you work smarter. And that is what NextGen Cloud is about. It is life made easier. It is speed and agility at your fingertip. And you want to take advantage of it to ensure that you're meeting your audience where they are, and to ensure that you are connecting deeply with your audience, to ensure that you're building smarter, you're building dynamic products, you're building data-driven products, you're building user-centric products, and you're excited about building as well because you see where the world is going to, and you want to be among the first set of people that has preferred a different kind of value that sets you apart. So I would say work smarter and not necessarily harder. And the only way you can work smarter and not necessarily harder is by taking advantage of NextGen Cloud.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much, Blessing. Rose, so can you please just give us a once over in just less than 2 minutes? Just a take home, please.
Yeah, so my take home is we always say that data is the new oil. So there's a reason why that is, right? So we're not supposed to be making gut-based decisions. We're not supposed to be, I think this is going to work. We're supposed to approach everything from a data-driven, right? What does the data say? What do people want, right? So based on that, you can data first. So based on what you get, like the insight that you get from data, it will help you in everything that you're doing. Yeah, keep in mind that the modern user or the modern viewer is very impatient, right? And they're spoiled for choice. So you need to get them to, like, if you have an application, you need to get them to use it, right? So yeah, adapt, and also adapt and learn, right? Don't become stagnant, right? As more as the technology is evolving, you as a business, you as an organization, you need to adapt, right? And then, like, if something is trending today, if you have an idea, if you don't implement it, let's say in the next 1 week, something new will trend and people will have forgotten about it. So adapt, evolve, and move with speed, right? And the most important thing, make data-driven decisions, not gut-based one. Yeah, data first.
All right, thank you so much for that, Rose. So thank you to our both speaker, Blessing and Rose. That was a wonderful presentation. All right, so to also add to what they've said, it's very important you get to understand customers' experience. When you understand your customer experience, you will know the feedback they've given to you and how you can always do better. All right, so before we come to the end of this webinar, I would like to, highlight how secure intelligence can actually help organization put all of these ideas into. We have AWS CPU, which is Cloud Platform Operational Service. So this offers actually support businesses in managing their IT infrastructure, the platform, and also application on AWS. So they can also, allow you to focus on innovation while we handle the operational side. We also offer support plans, including basic, gold, and also platinum. So we also have tailored and scalability and also complexity. So there are some key benefits that our clients can actually enjoy. We have cost optimization, security, and also have auditing and compliance management. We also have data governance. So this will actually help you, get to understand the next step in AWS. And also for you to understand what we do, for you to get more insight about Secure Stream, as Blessing has actually stated. So the link will be sent in the comment box, so for you to meet our expert to have more visibility, and you can also get to see a demo about Secure Stream. So you can also, I'll give us a few minutes in case we have any question. Please just kindly put it on your Q&A comment box for our speakers to answer. So if you have any question, please kindly put it on your Q&A comment box, please. So I'll be giving us a few minutes to, do that. So our speakers can actually give answers to that before we come to the end of this webinar. Okay, I'm still checking to see if there'll be any question. All right. So in the absence of no question, I've come to the end of this webinar. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day.